Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Hey everyone, B1B Flyer here. The purpose of this video is to update the unboxing review I did of A Game of Armored Combat and the beginner box sets. In that review I went over each miniature and talked about the things I liked and didn't like in the set. What's happened is after getting the new release of the main manufacturer is that I noticed the plastics that I reviewed are different than the plastics that have been in the new box sets that probably most of you have. So in order to give a fair representation of what's actually in the box sets and the plastic quality, I want to do this update. You can see here that the miniatures have a slightly different color. The one on the left is from the initial Gen Con release. The one on the right is from the box sets that likely everyone has been receiving lately. And the difference really is in the plastic and the rigidity that it was of the material. The Thunderbolt has a lot of flex to it. You can see me bending the elbow. The legs will move. The new ones that seem to be what everybody's getting now are much more rigid. The benefit to this is that it actually makes it easier to scrape the mold lines and remove the imperfections. I feel like some of the edges where the details may have been a little bit soft on the first version are a little bit sharper. It's not a huge difference, but that's still a nice benefit. The miniature will still be able to be repositioned using hot water. The only real downside I can think of is that it is a little bit more difficult to cut and remove limbs or pieces if you're trying to do modifications. Again, hot water will soften it some to make that easier, but that's really probably the only thing that's different between the two. Just to prove it's not just those two, again, initial version on the left and on the right. I'm not going to bend the barrels because one has a metal pin in it, but I had one that was broken after I wiggled it back and forth and be able to put it back together. But the Shadowhawk on the right is definitely more rigid in its construction. The other one I can bend much more easily. And lastly, I'll cover that Locust that was really kind of the biggest bendy mech out there because of the skinnier legs. These have a lot more strength and are much more resistant to bending. So just keep that in mind for these new products. I spoke with Catalyst to confirm whether or not that was something that would be possible with the new box sets, with the Clan Invasion and the new mech packs that are going to be released after the Kickstarter. And they said that the material that they are using is the same as this new stuff that's much more firm. And if anything, it would actually be tweaked even more to be a better plastic. So there might even be a little bit more rigidity or maybe a little bit better details in the sculpts or the molds as they are released. So that's all good news for the folks that like these new miniatures. Obviously this will be something that if it's different, I'll do a video on to update you all. I hope you found this video useful. Please follow us on Facebook, Battletech Camo Specs Online. Click subscribe. Leave your comments or questions in the section below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Shutdown sequence initiated.